Hey everyone, it's Casey Maxwell here with Art of Divine Touch and the Muse Effect. So there's a lot of hype on YouTube right now and on the internet about spiritual teachers and their ego. This is something that I'm very intrigued by and have been contemplating making my own video about. So I'm excited to share some of my perspective. And that's actually a really good place to start. All we have within this experience and within our expression in this moment now, from everything that always has been, is, and will be, is perspective. We are all unique beings that have soul essence and body essence and live in this third dimensional reality as it is in this present moment. There's a lot of spiritual teachers out there that will make you feel that you are below them or that they have evolved past a level of your own evolution or experience that makes you feel weak, inferior, or unable. And all of these things do not promote or support the actual beauty and essence of the concept of oneness and our evolution as a whole, because spiritual teachers put themselves on a pedestal. From my perspective, with my purpose here in the YouTube world, is to share some of my own experience and some of my own perspectives and my expression of life and the gift to be here, not to tell you that I can do something better than you or vice versa, but the essence of meeting you halfway and being in balance and being understanding, being empathetic, and sharing these experiences that people have in common and evolving together. There is a unity that needs to take place within all people and meeting and recognizing someone else's love and someone else's pain, and not separating ourselves from them or that situation or from these other inferior egotistical concepts. There is something to be said about how separated the world has become. And the more and more we evolve and people awaken consciously, it is also a part of us just remembering things that we forgot being born into this linear reality and to experience this visceral planet, to taste, to smell, to sense things. So as we evolve to find the balance between our body and soul, we remain very grounded, planetary dimensional beings, but also very sentient and clairvoyant beings. And with that, we are all of these things. We are all psychic, we are all sensitive, we are all empathetic, we're all humans, we are all hybrids, we're all beautiful beings of creation and expression in this moment. And for one person to put themselves on a pedestal above the evolution of others makes the people that they have pushed below themselves in a perspective of being less equal and made them feel less equal. And it does not support that teaching that most of them are teaching about oneness. It's about being on the same page and constantly creating and evolving as your own being in your own way. There's interesting theories around this with separateness about being able to still be your own being and also evolve into this sense of oneness with others. We, as a source consciousness and spirit, as a collective, have been broke down into different levels of existence and soul streams. If you imagine this conscious soup feeding in and out of itself and branching off like a tree and roots or streams like water, and going and experiencing and living many different things. but we are all generally connected back to that same source and conscious soup that we live and breathe and move out of in many different multidimensional forms of creation and expressionistic ways. So you'll notice things surfacing on the interweb about the spiritual teachers and the ego and people putting themselves on a pedestal. And a lot of people are starting to get angry or feel inferior or place judgment. And that is just continuing a cycle of judgment that is keeping us stuck in this loop and continuing to create this other parallel reality of stuckness or being alone and still feeling separated, as if we are not being acknowledged, seen, or heard. Jumping into that theory and concept of parallel realities, we live in many. We have many different personalities. Our souls, the essence of our being, is million and million and million years old, that has been created and formed into this type of reality and expression. And we have many, many beautiful different characteristics and personalities and talents and gifts and abilities. And none of us are short of experiencing all the same things that everybody else is experiencing. Some of us are just drawn to and passionate about those experiences or those gifts or those talents or those countries or locations. Things we are passionate about are just different than others because of some of the things that our specific soul stream has experienced through life. But that doesn't make us any more separate. That just means we're a part of a beautiful reality and existence that allows Source and God to live and breathe through us and experience this life in many different ways. So it's all about being grateful, being empathetic, and seeing one another in a mirror image and reflection that we can have acceptance and understanding and move and evolve and grow and continue to create and express ourselves where there is no judgment of other people's expression and the way they choose to live. Being able to approach and support people from a place that is loving, that is nurturing, but also pushes us to be better or to do more is a powerful thing, and it's not a negative thing. And it doesn't say that one person is more empowered or more enlightened than the other. It means we are sharing concepts and ideas and theories and pushing one another to expand and to deepen our awareness. And it is just a way for us to define what we're experiencing. These are all forms of definition. Very quick analogy to what it means to push each other to strive and to live is similar in what you see in certain monkeys, chimpanzees, or apes. When one is sick or dying within their tribe, they will push them around. They will literally shake them and move them and slap them. And something about being present for them, even on this animalistic level of getting them to move, getting them to feel energy, getting them to fight, pushing people's level of willpower. Not to say that this monkey thought that he was better than this other monkey, but he had the ability to know that there was something wrong with him and that he was sick and that he was blocked and that he needed to help push this monkey into a new form of willpower to spark its own healing ability and want it to fight for life. So most spiritual healers and spiritual teachers are coming in to help us remember and to experience, and also are kind of showing us that we have the ability to keep pushing for more. So there's a place where we define the balance with each other, and we don't place judgment from a hierarchy person down on what is perceived as a lower vibrational person, or vice versa, a lower what is perceived as a lower vibrational person, passing judgment onto what is a higher vibrational person. The energies will never continue to match. there has to be a dynamic of unity within all things that allows for that understanding and the vibrational levels to match and to reach the next step together. Just like the monkey pushing his friend to fight for life, he inspired his own innate healing ability within him and his own level of willpower. And that is what many spiritual teachers and healers are doing, is sending you energy and being present and setting intention for your own innate healing abilities to awaken, to consciously thrive and vibrate at a higher rate because it is supported and because it feels oneness. The same thing with getting personal, having that empathetic ability is about being empathetic and intimate. So feeling deeply, and intimacy does not necessarily mean on a sexual perspective. It's about being very personal with someone and feeling deeply that they understand that they are not alone, or don't feel that they need to intentionally separate themselves from other people any longer because someone reached out to them, someone made them feel wanted and needed and acknowledged, and allowed them to move through any stuckness or questionable things that they may have been feeling, to allow them to get a sense of clarity. With that, it's good to remember to really just understand that we're all learning things in a different way. Some people that are sharing spiritual teachings or awakening come from a place of needing to continue to go up that pedestal, and a lot of the people that are intrigued by the knowledge that they have don't realize that a lot of them have continued to copy or collect information. And it's because we all share the same understanding and dynamic of this information that we all learn it at different points in times, whether through spirit and source or through a media or people or teachings or shamanic journeys or different types of understandings. There's many ways to learn this information and many ways to share this information, and there's no reason to judge someone or assume that they are copywriting or stealing your theories or concepts or information, because many of this stuff has been repeated throughout history for thousands and millions and billions of years in many different forms of expression. In the same way, and we need to continue to support each other and not continue to isolate ourselves on this path or journey, or to continue to have a one-minded perspective or a shallow-minded perspective, in the sense that you're not willing to accept and hear any type of concept or theory if it doesn't align with you, unless you are inspiring that other person to deepen that awareness or perspective, to see it from a bigger picture and from many different views. I hope this has offered some insight into the ego of spiritual teachers and parallel realities and getting away from separateness, and how to reconnect with people and meet each other halfway to find oneness and to have acceptance that we are living and breathing and creating and wanting to express ourselves, and not only in a peaceful way, but in a way that is still unique and acknowledged for being different, without telling someone else that they don't have the ability to do that, or only I or you have the ability to do that. We all have the ability. But yes, we are all still very special, and we have brilliant ideas and have the ability to continue to constantly manifest and deepen our connection with our gifts, our talents, source, and continue to become the master creators of our world and share it with each other. Thanks for watching, guys.